Good morning, sir. My name is Sahil Sharma. So I'm going to present on the topic the analysis of self-driving cars. So this is going to our agenda. We will discuss about introduction, key technical challenges, two case studies on Waymo and Tesla, then some ethical issues and future trends. So this is our introduction. So we are going to explore the history, technology, and challenges, and some future self-driving cars. Then we will deep dive into the technical challenges, examine some case studies leading to the companies like Waymo and Tesla. So, so this is a history of autonomous vehicles. So in earlier ideas around like 20th century, the scientist or engineer Francis Houdina made first remote control or what we can say self-driving car with the name Remington Wonder. So it was a like radio control car. It can be controlled from a remote, from a very far distance. Then after some decades, General Motors also launched their vision. It was Firebird, made by some GM Motors engineer. So it worked on the principle of electromagnetic propulsion. So they have planned like putting some electromagnetic coils around each corner of the road, then it can be used to move the car with electromagnetic fields. After that, there was some research and testing in like Carnegie Mellon University. There were some projects called NavLab and European Commission. They made some prototypes, which was also a good achievement in case of the self-driving vehicles, but they were unable to achieve a mass production level. So coming to the modern period, so companies like Tesla and Waymo have launched a successful, complete, cutting-edge technology autonomous vehicle. Tesla cars are already in mass production. Normal consumers are using their cars. And talking about Waymo, it's a product by Google. This is not a car for sale. It's like a taxi service which can uh, give you service from point one to point two. Uh, it is like in action in some states of US. So let's jump to next part. So there are some key technical challenges. First one is hardware challenges. So let's discuss sensor technologies. So in case of sensor, it's very like difficult to get high accuracy and reliability due to some environmental conditions surrounding ambient or some moving pedestrians, some abrupt moving cars. It's very difficult to capture accurate data. Then it's also very difficult to maintain a low cost for sensors, as sensors are very difficult to produce. That's why their cost is very high, which at last increases the cost of autonomous vehicle. So that's also a challenge. Third thing is sensor fusion. So all the data collected from different sensors like LiDAR, camera, it's very difficult to merge that data and quickly and go to the conclusion. So second point is computing power and hardware integrity. So like it's also very difficult to maintain good energy efficiency as autonomous vehicle have lot of electronics which continuously drains power from the battery. That's why it's very difficult to make it energy efficiency. Then miniaturization, heat dissipation, as advancement is going on in autonomous vehicles. The focus is on making small CPUs and GPUs. That's why it's getting very difficult to do a heat dissipation in smaller parts. Third thing is battery limitation. So uh, there have not been a huge mark or development in case of battery. Since 50 years or more than that, we are still using the lithium ion battery, which are not that efficient. That's why it's still a challenge to give a good range, like more than 1,000 kilometers to our autonomous vehicles. So let's discuss some software challenges. So first is like object detection and classification. It's also difficult for sensor to find out what object is it and which color is it, because object can be like moving or in a still position, can be in any shape. That's why it's also difficult to detect. Handling edge cases. This refers to like capturing or recording data in case of harsh weather, when there are like bad drivers around, there is crash on road, so it's very hard to detect or collect data in that case. So dynamic changes in environment means there can be like construction on the road, there can be a moving object, sudden lane changes which can result in like some challenges. So second thing is path planning and decision making, balancing safety. So it's very difficult to balance safety along with efficiency. If we will focus on more on safety, it will definitely reduce some efficiency. So all right, so multi-agent interaction. So it means there can be like very unexpected things on road, so it's very difficult to maintain. So localization and mapping. There can be some situation like when car is in tunnel or inside a lot of trees. At that moment, it's very difficult to get data or high quality maps very quickly. So that can result in um, some mistakes by the sensors. Then is dependency of pre-map data. Autonomous vehicle can work good in a city or highway locations, but there can be any cases when it will not perform good in rural areas because the system made for autonomous vehicles can be in the city areas without keeping the data of the rural area. That's why it is on like high dependency of pre-map data. So real-time processing is also very difficult because when sensor collects lot of data, data reaches to like more than 10 GB, 12 GB. So to process that high amount of data very quickly is also difficult, which can cause latency in communication. So ethical algorithms. So this means like there can be some cases where accident is unavoidable. So it's very hard for the sensors or system to take a decision whether to save a passenger or pedestrian. So there can be some algorithm biased also, like if a car system is being trained in only city, so it will be difficult for a car to run in a rural area, and there can be cyber security threats also because this car will be an internet car, so hackers can try to breach the system, can steal the data, they can get control of the car. That's also an issue, and there should be like regular updates of the software to remove the bugs. So that's also an issue. So this is a case study by Waymo, like hardware architecture. Waymo vehicles are equipped with sophisticated sensor which uses like combination of ultrasonic sensor, lidars, radars with the help of some GPUs and TPUs to give performance on the road. And on software architecture, Waymo relies on some perception modules, some path planning system, connectivity with 5G and V2X. So the second case study about Tesla is like the hardware architecture of Tesla is on full self-driving computer car. So Tesla is not that much full full self-driving like Waymo. That's why Waymo is using that service for taxis, and Tesla is using some level of autonomous vehicle for the users. So in terms of software architecture, Tesla relies on path planning, decision making. Uh, so they leverage data from millions of kilometers driven by Tesla cars. So if we compare it with Waymo, Waymo uses lidar and other some cameras to take decision, but Tesla uses more than like 15 cameras to take decision. So ethical issues. So first one is decision making in critical situations. So in case when there is like difficult to avoid accident, it's very difficult for a sensor to make a decision whether to say pedestrian or a driver. Accountability or responsibility. So there is an like error or issue, it's very difficult to find out who is responsible, either the passenger or the software or the company. Biased algorithm, mm, maybe software is trained for certain reason that why it can be a biased. Privacy concerns, like by hacking they can get personal data, that's why privacy concern. So the future will be, there will be enhanced technology in autonomous vehicles. There will be scalability of full autonomy, increased connectivity with the help of like 6G, 7G, and broader integration into society. All right, thanks for your time. See you.